So these are these contents of stiffness method. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. कुछ अगर प्रॉब्लम होगा, क्योंकि आज थोड़ा नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम है मेरे इसमें, तो आप चैट बॉक्स में मुझे शेयर करो, ठीक है?
Okay.
अगर मेरा आवाज नहीं आ रहा है या कुछ भी, ठीक है? ओनली देयर आर 60 पार्टिसिपेंट. So these are the contents of stiffness method. Introduction to stiffness method, degree of freedom, freedom course, stiffness coefficient, and then global and local coordinate system. Here in this unit, we have to see the derivation of local stiffness matrix and the derivation of transformation matrix and structure stiffness matrix. And then after deriving this local stiffness matrix and structure stiffness matrix, we will see the two type of analysis of problem with maximum 3 degree of freedom, in which we are going to analyze the plane truss uh, and analysis of plane truss with effect of temperature and effect of lack of fit. And the third topic is analysis of plane truss with inclined roller support. So these three types of problems we are generally covering in this unit. And here in this unit, where we are going to analyze a plane truss. So there is an analysis of plane truss and with the help of stiffness method. And in the third unit, we have to analyze a beam. Okay. So now we will see the what exactly the stiffness method. This is also the matrix method of structural analysis. In the first unit, we have seen the flexibility method, where we have solved the beam problems using that method. So before to proceed this method, we should know what do you mean by the stiffness. Okay, so in the very first unit, I told you the difference between flexibility and stiffness. So stiffness is exactly inverse of flexibility. Flexibility, as you know, that it is a displacement per unit force. Okay, displacement per unit force means if you apply the unit load, you will get the value of displacement. So in the flexibility method, the primary unknown is redundant reaction. Okay, so once you get that redundant reaction, you can find out the other unknown force. So in the stiffness method, or stiffness is exactly inverse of stiffness. Sorry, flexibility. So stiffness, it is force per unit displacement. Force per unit displacement. Okay. So if you apply the unit displacement, you will get the value of force. You will get the value of unknown force. So primary unknown in the stiffness method, it is the displacement value. That means joint displacement value. Okay. So in case of the flexibility method, we have find out the degree of statical indeterminacy. Degree of static indeterminacy, where we have considered statically indeterminate structures. Okay, all are the indeterminate structure we are going to analyze. So in flexibility method, we have find out the degree of static indeterminacy. Exactly in case of stiffness method, we are finding out the degree of kinematic indeterminacy, which is also called as degree of freedom. Okay, so before to start this method or concept, first of all we'll see what exactly the stiffness method. Then we will see what is the degree of freedom. It is also called as degree of kinematic indeterminacy. Degree of kinematic indeterminacy. So one by one we will see that. And in also when we are analyzing the type of the problem, where you have to find out the degree of freedom value. Okay, so and there are three derivations where you can, based on this derivation, you'll have to analyze the plain truss problems, where we will consider the simple truss with inclined roller, and truss with effect of lack of feed and effect of temperature. So now we'll see the stiffness method. The stiffness method, it is originated from the classical slope deflection method. It is also called the displacement or equilibrium method. Flexibility method is also called a force method or compatibility method. Whereas stiffness method, it is also called as the displacement method or equilibrium method. So in this approach, the primary unknowns are the joint displacement, which are determined by solving the structure's equations of equilibrium. Okay, so just now I told you that the primary unknowns are the joint displacements. Okay, primary unknowns are the joint displacement. So first you will get the value of the joint displacement. Once you get the value of the joint displacement, you can find out the other values like the values of the reactions. Okay, so to apply the stiffness method in various structures, first of all you should know to how to assemble that stiffness matrix, means how to find out the stiffness values, which is denoted by K. Okay, and it is defined as force per unit displacement. Okay, or you can say F force displacement relationship. F is directly proportional to delta, so F is equal to K into delta. So K is your stiffness. Okay, so if you know the value of stiffness, if you know the value of force, you can find out the joint displacement. So for that, you need to know the value of the stiffness. So every material or every structure is having its value of the stiffness. So that depends upon the type of the displacement which is occurring in the structures, and accordingly your stiffness coefficient value will be varied. Now, which are the primary unknowns are the joint displacement. With the joint displacement knowns, once you know the joint displacement value, the unknown forces are obtained through compatibility considerations and the member force displacement relations. Okay, since nodal displacements are known, the method is also called displacement method. Okay, here we are finding out the nodal displacement. Nodal means joint. Okay, so just displacement is the primary unknown in case of the stiffness method. Okay, so that's why this method is also called as the nodal. This is the compatibility consideration. Since the nodal displacements are unknown, the method is also called as displacement method. Since equilibrium conditions are applied at the joint, the method is also called as equilibrium method. Since stiffness properties of members are used, the method is also called as stiffness method. Okay, so these are the various methods which we are these are the name of these methods: displacement method, equilibrium method. Okay, or we can say this is a compatibility equations also. So now we will see the concept of the direct stiffness method. Okay, so here you can see that this is a structural element as shown in figure with single degree of freedom. Okay, so here you can see this is a spring, and this K is the spring constant, or we can say it is a stiffness. Hmm? And you can see this is a with single degree of freedom means there is only one type of the displacement. Okay, if you apply the force to this body, it will get displaced with this much amount of the displacement. So for structural analysis, the weight F of the object and the spring constant or stiffness K are usually known. The purpose of the structural analysis is to find the vertical displacement D and the internal force in the spring P. The displacement D of the spring is obviously equal to D, that is capital D. So this means D is equal to capital D is equal to delta. Okay, so displacement जो रहेगा spring में, that is small d or capital D, or it is denoted by delta. So from Hooke's law, F is equal to K into delta. So force is directly proportional to displacement. Force is directly proportional to displacement. So F is equal to K into D. Then internal force in the spring P can be found by P is equal to K into D, where K is the stiffness coefficient. Where K is the stiffness coefficient. If you want to find out the internal force in the spring, which is denoted by P, so this F is equal to P and this D is equal to small d. So where K is the stiffness coefficient. So from equation 2, you can be find out, and you can put in equation 1, you'll get the internal force in the spring. So here only what you have to understand that it means your force is directly proportional to the displacement. If you apply a force on a structure and if you increase it, the displacement value will also get increased. Okay, मतलब जितना force you are applying to the structure, you will get that much amount of the displacement. So F is always directly proportional to the displacement. So F is equal to K into delta. Okay, so that K is nothing but the stiffness of your spring, and same concept will be applied to your structure. Okay, so K is equal to stiffness, or it is also called as stiffness coefficient. So here you can see the definition of stiffness coefficient. Stiffness coefficient is defined as force required for unit displacement. Okay, F divided by delta. K is equal to F divided by delta. You can see here. So consider only axial deformation in the element. You can see here, and this is a spring. So this is the axial deformation. If you increase this force along this direction, the delta displacement in this spring will also get increased. Okay, so here in this case you will get the axial displacement. Okay, axial displacement will be there because force is acting along x direction. L is the length. So, and there is only 1 degree of freedom. मतलब possible displacement is along x direction. So here only we have considered the axial deformation in the element. Axial deformation we have considered. So K is equal to F by delta. Strain is equal to, you know that strain is change in length, original length. So delta we will consider change in length, and original length is L. And stress is load per unit area, that is F by A. Load per unit area, F by A. And the modulus of elasticity stress by strain. Modulus of elasticity is stress by strain. So if you put this value here, stress is F by A, strain is delta by L, you will get FL by delta A. FL by delta A. So from this equation, you can find out the value of displacement, that is FL by AE. So that you know, okay, this just I have shown the steps, but you know that if there is a axial force is acting on the structure, so the axial displacement value is always PL by A, PL by A or FL by A, that you know. So delta is always PL by AE, that you know in already you have studied it. So if you put this value of displacement in this equation, K is equal to F by delta. If you put this value, this equation, delta value, that is PL by AE. So after simplifying this, you'll get the value of K is equal to AE by L. Okay, FF will get cancelled and K will be equal to A by L. Then what is the value of K, or what is the meaning of K? K is stiffness coefficient for axial displacement. Stiffness coefficient for axial displacement. So this you have to keep in mind. This value you have to keep in mind. So there are various stiffness coefficient values for various type of the displacement. Various type of the displacement. This only we have considered the axial deformation in the element. We have considered the axial deformation. But it is not always like that. There will be the axial deformation. There are various type of the displacement. There will be the translation displacement along y direction. There will be the bending displacement or flexural displacement. Okay. So this type of the displacement also we have to consider, and accordingly the stiffness coefficient values is to be find out. So for that you should know the value of stiffness coefficient for the different type of the displacement. Okay, understood? Understood up to this? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
डेल्टा. ओके, सो ये समझ में आया. स्टिफनेस कोएफिशिएंट इज फोर्स पर यूनिट डिस्प्लेसमेंट. के इज स्टिफनेस कोएफिशिएंट. ओके, यहाँ पे अपन ने एक्सियल डिफॉर्मेशन कंसीडर किया, तो एक्सियल डिफॉर्मेशन कंसीडर करके ए बाय एल is the stiffness coefficient for axial displacement. Okay, now you tell me, in case of the plane truss, which type of the displacement will be there? Here in this unit, we have to analyze the plane truss. So which type of the displacement will be there in case of the plane truss? Pin joint. It is a pin jointed structure. Which type of the force is developed in case of plane truss? Any one of you?
Axial.
Axial force. There are only axial force.
Axial.
Either may be tensile, either may be compressive, and the force is transferred from one member to another member, and members are connected with the pin jointed. There is a hinge connections. Okay, so which type of the displacement will be there in case of the plane truss? Forces are acting along the member, either tensile or compressive. So which type of the displacement will be there? Is there any bending moment in case of plane truss?
No. No, ma'am.
Why no? ये concept आपको बहुत समझना जरूरी है. Why? Because of we are finding out the degree of freedom according to that. Or can you tell me the difference between plane truss, plane frame? ये मैंने आपको यूनिट 1 में बताया था, फिगर्स दिखा के. truss and frame. What is the difference? What is the difference between truss and frame? In truss member, the members are connected with the hinge connection, while in case of the frame, the members are connected with the rigid joint. So that we will see in the next topic. Up to this,
नेटवर्क गया करे
क्या हेलो
hello, hello, hello.
यस मैम
Yes, ma'am.
यस मैम
Am I audible?
यस मैम
Today is the network issue. So ये ऐसा होगा. So you please inform me. So this is the axial displacement. Stiffness coefficient is A by L. Now there are various type of the displacement in the your structure. That is the transverse displacement, flexural or bending displacement, or it is also called as the rotational displacement. So for transverse displacement, far end is fixed and far end is hinged. So there is this type of the stiffness coefficient. Okay, 12 EI by L cube, 3 EI by L cube. Far end is hinged, and flexural and bending displacement or rotational displacement, far end is fixed 4 EI by L and far end is hinged 3 EI by L. Okay. Now this displacement, these are the stiffness coefficient. To get this value, there is a derivation. if you refer the Pandit and Gupta value, Pandit and Gupta book, you can see the derivation to find out the stiffness coefficient value for this type of the displacement. If the end is fixed and if the end is hinged. And similarly, flexural or rotational type of displacement. Far end is fixed and far end is hinged. So these are the stiffness coefficient values which you have to learn here. Okay, we don't have to see the derivation to find out the stiffness coefficient value. Directly we'll have to take this value. If you want to refer, you can refer that book. You can see this value of the stiffness coefficients are there. So by considering this value of the stiffness coefficient, we have to assemble the stiffness matrix. So that we will see in the next derivation, how to assemble the stiffness matrix, means how to find out the stiffness coefficient value and how to assemble it for the plain truss or for a beams, because we have to analyze a truss and beam. So these values you have to keep in mind. Like for the first axial type of the displacement, we have seen with this derivation, we have seen this value of K is equal to AE by L. Means if there is only the axial displacement, the stiffness coefficient value is AE by L. There is a transfer displacement. There are two types of the displacement: transverse translation displacement and the rotational displacement. And this is the axial displacement. So these values you have to keep in mind. So in case of the plain truss, there is only the axial displacement, and in case of beam or frame, there will be the transfer displacement. Also there will be the rotational displacement. So these are the stiffness coefficient of values, that is a K value, and with the help of these values, we'll have to assemble the stiffness matrix. Understood? ये values आपको सिर्फ learn करनी है. Now the important topic, that is important thing, is that here in this method we'll have to find out the degree of freedom of your structure. So for that you should know what do you mean by the degree of freedom, or it is a kinematic indeterminacy. Degree of kinematic indeterminacy. Just like in the flexibility method, we have seen the degree of static indeterminacy. Okay, so static indeterminacy will use you the values of unknown reaction. Okay, here the degree of kinematic indeterminacy or degree of freedom will use you the values of unknown joint displacement. Okay, so that is we will see what exactly the meaning of degree of freedom. Degree of freedom means free to move in any direction. Means your structure, in which direction the structure will allow to free to move, that is called as a degree of freedom. So kinematic indeterminacy refers to the number of independent joint displacement. Okay, that may be rotations, translations, translation displacement, it may be vertical or horizontal. Okay, that are required to describe the response of the structure for a given load. Kinematic indeterminacy deals with the displacement values. Okay, so in which direction your structure will allowed to move, or your structure will free to move, in which direction, whether it will translate along x, whether it is translate along x, or whether it will rotate. Okay, so the three type of the displacements are there: translation displacement along x, translation displacement along y, and rotational displacement along z direction. Okay, so these are the three type of the displacement that we are going to consider to find out the value of degree of freedom. So in the stiffness method of analysis, the displacement of the joint of the structure become the unknown quantity. Hence the indeterminacy known as the kinematic indeterminacy. There are two type of the displacement. Displacement are of two type: translation and rotation. Translational displacement means translation displacement can be along x, it can be along y direction, and rotation along z direction. So thus when the structure is subjected to load, each joint will undergo displacement in the form of translation and rotation. Okay? So when the structure will subjected to load, each joint will undergo the displacement. It may be of translation displacement or rotational displacement. These unknown joint displacement are the kinematically indeterminate quantities and are sometimes called as kinematic redundant. Okay, so displacements will be here the redundant. Okay, so which is also called as kinematic redundancy. Okay, their number represents the degree of kinematic indeterminacy of the structures or the number of degree of freedom for the joint displacement. Okay, so whatever the numbers you will get, that type of the displacement, unknown joint displacement, that will defines the degree of the freedom. So degree of freedom, simply the degree of freedom is defined as the number of possible joint displacements. Degree of freedom is simply you have to degree of freedom is nothing but the number of possible displacement at joint or at the supports. That is what exactly the degree of freedom. Possible joint displacement, whether it is a translation displacement x or y, or whether it is a rotation, means whether your structure will allowed to move in or to translate in along x, along y, or whether it only rotate. So that defines the value of the degree of freedom. Okay, degree of freedom, free to move in any direction. किस डायरेक्शन में मूवमेंट हो रहा है, along translation along x or rotation along z. That will use the value of the degree of freedom. Okay, that is for the joint displacement. Understood? Degree of freedom, possible joint displacement, and how it is to be find out. When we will see the type of problem, then easily you can understand how to find out the degree of freedom. But only you have to see here the two type of the displacements are there. Okay, translation and rotation. So when your structure will subjected to load, it will go undergo the displacement. It will go in the displacement in the form of translation and rotation. So these unknown joint displacement values will give you the value of degree of freedom. So degree of freedom is number of possible joint displacement, joint or nodal. Okay, so degree of freedom is number of possible joint displacement at nodes or at supports, at nodes or at supports. That is what the degree of freedom of your structure. So whenever we are analyzing any structure using stiffness method, we'll have the first step of the analysis is to find the degree of freedom. Degree of freedom or degree of kinematic indeterminacy, which is nothing but the unknown joint displacement volume. Okay, whether we are saying that in which direction the structure will allow to display, that will give you the value of degree of freedom. So in the stiffness method, we are analyzing the kinematically indeterminate structures where we want to find out the values of the displacement. So hence, in the stiffness method, the primary unknown is joint displacement. The primary unknown is joint displacement. When external loads are applied to a structure, it causes movement at various locations. Movements means displacement. These locations are usually defined at the joints for calculation purposes. Hence, the maximum number of independent displacement, rotational or translation at the joint is equal to the number of degrees of freedom of the structure. Just now, whatever I explained here, same is written here. Okay, number of independent displacement, rotational or translation at the joint is equal to the number of degrees of freedom of the structure. The number of degree of freedom of the structure denotes the number of independent displacement of the joint in the structure, including the supports. Okay, so this is very important. Number of degree of freedom of a structure denotes the number of independent displacement of the joint in the structure, including the support. So what you have to keep in mind? Degree of freedom, it is the number of possible independent joint displacements, okay, which is at joint or at the support. So displacement which you are going to find out, that is at the joint. So joint displacement values will give you the degree of freedom values. So here you can see at joint in space XYZ, three-dimensional structure, will have 6 independent components of joint displacement. Okay, 6 independent components of joint displacement. If your structure will be three-dimensional structure, that means 3 translations, del X, del Y, del Z, and 3 rotation, theta X, theta Y, and theta Z. So generally the translation displacement we are denoting with the help of delta, and the rotational displacement we are denoting with the help of theta, theta X, theta Y, and theta Z, because your structure will be in a space. So there will be 3 translation displacement and 3 rotational displacement, del X, del Y, del Z, and theta X, theta Y, theta Z at joint pay, at joint in space. Okay, I'm not talking about the support, I'm talking about a joint, free joint पे कितना displacement रहेगा in case of space. So free joint, in case of space structure, there will be 3 translation and there will be 3 rotational displacement. So at a joint in a space, the possible displacements are 6. 6 possible displacements will be there at a joint in space. 3 translation and 3 rotational. That is in space structure. At joint in plane structure, means in case of XY plane. In case of XY plane, 2-dimensional structure, okay. So we'll have 3 independent component of joint displacement, that is 2 translation and 1 rotation. In case of plane structure, okay, plane structure, XY plane, 2-dimensional structure, there will be 2 translation, means 1 displacement along X and displacement along Y. So this will comes under the category of translation. Translation along X, translation along Y. Means your structure will be translate along X direction and it will translate along Y direction. Okay. So we can say simply, we can say displacement along X, displacement along Y. And 1 will be the rotation, and that rotation will be along the Z direction. Rotation displacement will be along the Z direction. So at joint in plane, means free joint, in plane structure, there will be 3 possible displacement, 2 translations and 1 rotation. So degree of freedom at joint in plane is 3, del x, del y and theta z. Rotation along Z direction. Displacement along X, displacement along Y and rotation along Z. Understood? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
up to this, do you understood? ये समझ में आया आपको?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
प्लेन स्ट्रक्चर में डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम जॉइंट पे कितनी रहेगी? प्लेन स्ट्रक्चर में. Forget about space because we don't have to analyze the space. Only you have to analyze the plane structure, truss and beam. So at joint कितने डिस्प्लेसमेंट रहेंगे? 3 डिस्प्लेसमेंट जॉइंट पे, फ्री नोड पे, 2 ट्रांसलेशन एंड 1 रोटेशन. ट्रांसलेशन डिस्प्लेसमेंट समझ में आता? ट्रांसलेशन डिस्प्लेसमेंट what do you mean by translation? Yes. What do you mean by translation? Anyone? Am I audible? Yes. Am I audible?
Yes.
What do you mean by translation?
Yes, ma'am. Parallel displacement होता है.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am. Linear displacement.
Linear displacement. Okay. Linear along X, Y, along Y और एक रोटेशन. तो कितनी डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम हो गई? प्लेन में 3 डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम. Okay. Node can allow translation along X, along Y, and it can allow the rotational displacement. Okay. So joint पे plane structure, XY structure, there will be 3 degree of freedom. Space joint पे there will be 6 degree of freedom. Translation along 3 direction, rotation along 3 direction. Now, in this figure, it will be very clear to you to find out the degree of freedom. Very clear. So you can see the screen where you can see the type of support. First support I have considered fixed. Okay. Now fixed support, how many reactions are there? We're talking about the support. Fixed support, there are 3 reactions. Okay. There are 3 reactions along X, along Y and rotation, movement. So there will be no rotational displacement possible. Translation along horizontal and along vertical. So as in case of the fixed support, there are 3 reactions. Okay. So as there are 3 reactions, in case of fixed support, it will restrict the structure not to allow or not to translate along X, along Y, and not to rotate along Z direction, because there are 3 reactions in case of the fixed support. Okay. So in case of fixed support, no rotational displacement is possible, no translation displacement along X, no translation displacement along Y. So what is the degree of freedom in case of the fixed support? It is 0. Isn't it? Understood? Fixed support is having
Yes, ma'am.
3 reactions. 3 reactions. Okay. So means it is restrained in all the 3 directions. It is restrained in all the 3 directions. So it will not allow to structure to displace in any direction, not to displace along translation and not to rotate. So in case of the fixed support, degree of freedom is 0. Okay. Now in case of hinge support, how many reactions are there? There are 2 reactions, vertical reaction and horizontal reaction. Okay. So at the hinge support, it is restrained along Y and it is restrained along X. Means there is a no translation displacement is possible along horizontal and along vertical direction, because it is restrained in both the direction. Okay. That is RY reaction है और RX भी है. मतलब this hinge support will not translate along X and it will not translate along Y. So there is a no degree of freedom in translation, not along horizontal, not along vertical, but it can allow to rotate in Z direction. So there is S, I have written 1. Rotation is possible, no translation. In case of fixed, nothing is possible. No rotation, no translation. So degree of freedom is 0. But in case of hinge, rotation is possible because it is restrained along X and Y. That's why you should know the reactions at various type of the support, and that you know, वो आपको पता है. So what is the degree of freedom? In case of hinge support, it is 1. Possible displacement is 1. Degree of freedom is what? Unknown joint displacement, rotation or translation. किस direction में allowed हो रहा है? Free to move. So it is free to move in rotation. So degree of freedom is 1. Yes, understood? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then roller. Roller support is having only one direction. Which direction? Along Y. Roller is having Y direction reaction. So it is restrained along Y. It is restrained along Y. So no possible displacement or no translation displacement along Y. So there is a no vertical displacement. No vertical displacement is possible because it is restrained along Y. So there is a rotation along X. Sorry, there is a rotation along Z. Rotational displacement is possible and translation displacement along X is possible. The same example, you can see the rolling chair. It will translate along X. Displacement X direction में हो सकता है, and it can also rotate. So there is a 2 type of the possible displacement. 2 type of the possible displacement along horizontal, translation along X, and rotation along Z. So in case of the roller support, degree of freedom is 2. Degree of freedom is 2. And this type of the support generally are in the structure. These three main type: fixed, hinge, roller. So fixed support, degree of freedom 0. Hinge support, degree of freedom 1. Roller support, degree of freedom 2. Then free joint. फ्री जॉइंट एट जॉइंट, फ्री जॉइंट रहता है स्ट्रक्चर में. सो फ्री जॉइंट विल अलाउड टू स्ट्रक्चर टू ट्रांसलेट अलोंग एक्स, अलोंग वाई, एंड ऑल्सो टू रोटेट. सो एट अ जॉइंट in plane structure, free joint, the degree of freedom is 3. Degree of freedom is 3. Just now whatever you have seen here, 2 translation and 1 rotation in plane structure. So this we have seen the free joint, rotation 1, translation 1 along X, along Y. So 3 degree of freedom is possible at the free joint. So I think it will be clear to you what is the degree of freedom at fixed, hinge, roller, and at joint or at node. So ये आपको ध्यान में रखना है while finding out the degree of freedom of your structure. Now here again we can see degree of freedom of plane frame structure. Plane frame structure, XY plane. फिक्स नोड बोलो या फिक्स सपोर्ट बोलो, यहाँ पे अभी यहाँ पे पूरा क्लियर बताया है. फिगर फिक्स सपोर्ट 3 रिएक्शन, डेल्टा x 0, डेल्टा y 0, थीटा z 0, डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम 0. ओके, डेल्टा x डेल्टा y ट्रांसलेशन डिस्प्लेसमेंट, थीटा z रोटेशनल डिस्प्लेसमेंट. ठीक है, देयर आर 3 पॉसिबल डिस्प्लेसमेंट एट प्लेन फ्रेम स्ट्रक्चर एट नोड, but at it is a fixed support, degree of freedom is 0. In support you can see 2 reactions, 2 reactions आप देख सकते हो. तो इस डायरेक्शन में डिस्प्लेसमेंट पॉसिबल नहीं है, इस डायरेक्शन में पॉसिबल नहीं है, ओनली रोटेशन पॉसिबल है. सो 1, तो डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम 1. देन रोलर सपोर्ट, वर्टिकल रिएक्शन, so displacement along X and rotation along Z. No possible displacement along Y. So degree of freedom 1 plus 1 2. You have to add it. Free node. Free node पे तीनों डायरेक्शन से पॉसिबल, del X, del Y, theta Z. That means degree of freedom is 3. So cleared now? Is there any doubt?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
How to find out the degree of freedom? I think it is clear. This is for plane frame structure. Now, for plane truss structure in XY plane, pin or hinge joint, plane frame structure, rigid joint. And for plane truss structure in XY plane, so how to find out the degree of freedom in case of fixed, hinge, roller, and at free node? In case of plane truss, there is only translation displacement. There will be no rotational displacement. Okay. Why there will be no rotational displacement? There is a difference between plane frame and plane truss. In case of plane truss, there are only translation displacement. That means delta X and delta Y. There is a no rotational displacement. So what is the meaning of this? Why there is no rotational displacement in case of plane truss?
It is two-dimensional only.
No. The plane frame be two-dimensionally. When we have find out the degree of freedom of plane frame structure, there is delta x, delta y, and theta z. Translation along x, translation along y, and rotation along z. Okay. This is also a xy plane frame. Now we are talking about plane truss. Plane truss. Members are connected with the pin hinge connection. Hinge connections are there. And here the members are connected with the rigid joint. So in case of plane truss structure, there is no rotational displacement. Why not? The rotational displacement will be there. This is also the plane structure, XY plane.
And because it has hinged functions.
The members are connected with the help of pin jointed. Okay, the connection is pin. Okay, so due to that connection, the members of the plane truss can transfer the axial force from one member to another member. Okay, it will transfer only the forces axial. There will be no bending moment. There will be no bending moment in the member of plane truss. So there will be no rotational displacement. There are only two type of the displacement in case of plane truss. ये आपको समझना बहुत जरूरी है, because whatever the problem or whatever the degree of freedom we are finding out, we are analyzing a plane truss. अपने सिलेबस में अपने को प्लेन ट्रस ही एनालाइज करना है, प्लेन फ्रेम नहीं. ये सिर्फ मैंने आपको बताया है हाउ टू फाइंड आउट. और इन केस ऑफ बीम में तीनों डिस्प्लेसमेंट पॉसिबल होंगे, ट्रांसलेशन और रोटेशन. बट इन केस ऑफ प्लेन ट्रस, try and understand the difference between plane frame and plane truss. Okay, so in case of the plane truss, no rotational displacement is possible due to this connection, hinge connection. Hinge connection can transfer only the force from one member to another member. It will not transfer any bending moment. Okay, so there will be no rotational displacement in case of plane truss. So there is only translation displacement along x and translation along y. Because of these connections, hinge connection, it can transmit the force from one member to another member. It will not transfer any bending moment. So there will be no rotational moment, no rotational type of the displacement will be in case of plane truss. So only two possible displacement will be there, that is delta x and delta y. So in case of the fixed support, the degree of freedom delta x delta y, so degree of freedom will be 0. No column of theta z, no column of theta z, no rotational displacement, only two type of the displacement, delta x, delta y. So at fixed support, it is restrained along both the direction, degree of freedom is 0. At hinge support, there are two reactions. So again it is restrained along both the direction. So degree of freedom, if by mistake I have written 1, it is 0. Okay, at hinge support. Hinge support also the degree of freedom is 0. Okay, only you have to find out the translation displacement, delta x and delta y. No rotation displacement will be there in case of plane truss. And in case of the reload support, it is restrained along y. It is restrained along y direction. So delta displacement along x will be possible. So degree of freedom is 1. And at free node, the displacement along x is possible, displacement along y is possible. So degree of freedom is 0. Degree of freedom is 2. Free node. Okay. So this is the plain truss in which you can find out the degree of freedom. Is there any mistake here? Yes, am I audible?
Yes.
Are you getting it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
थीटा जेड नहीं रहेगा. क्यों थीटा जेड नहीं रहेगा? रोटेशनल डिस्प्लेसमेंट क्यों नहीं रहेगा इन केस ऑफ प्लेन ट्रस? अगर आपको ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा होगा एट दिस स्टेज, यू सी इट ऑन गूगल पे, आप सर्च करो प्लेन ट्रस और प्लेन फ्रेम. ठीक है, व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस? एंड एज देयर इज अ नो बेंडिंग मोमेंट, no rotational type of the displacement will be there. ठीक है, so there is only translation displacement, del x and del y. Okay, so this is how to find out the degree of freedom in case of fixed, hinge, roller and free node or free joint. Free joint पे दोनों type पे displacement, so 2 degree of freedom will be there. Here you can see. फिर से कल मैं रिपीट कर, जब क्लास होगा फिर से रिपीट करूंगी. नाउ इफ यू सी दिस फिगर, दिस इज अ ट्रस. कैन यू टेल मी द डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम? Can anyone tell me the degree of freedom? How to find out the degree of freedom of this structure? Am I audible?
आप एक समझा दो ना.
समझ में नहीं आया? मैं तो समझा देती हूँ. ये हिंज सपोर्ट है, ये भी हिंज सपोर्ट. ये क्या है? दिस इज व्हाट? फ्री नोड. Okay, what is the degree of freedom here at the hinge support?
0.
No displacement, reaction रहेगी hinge support पे. No displacement along x, no displacement along y. वहां पे सिर्फ डेल्टा x डेल्टा y है. ठीक है, ट्रेस में. सो यहाँ पे डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम कितना? 0. यहाँ पे 0. What about this? This is a free node. Joint पे कितना displacement possible होगा? And see, these members are connected with the hinge connection. So there will be no bending moment. So not rotational displacement. Only 2 displacement. Translation along x, translation along y. So free node पे कितना displacement होगा? आपका ये जो structure है, it can under this load, it can translate along x and it can translate along y. Okay. So degree of freedom at this joint कितनी होगी? फ्री नोड पे, यहाँ पे देखो, फ्री नोड. फ्री नोड मीन्स दिस. This is a free node. Okay, this is also called as joint or node. So free node, one possible displacement along x and one possible displacement along y. Translation along x, translation along y. So at this node, degree of freedom will be 2. So what is the total degree of freedom of this structure?
2.
What is the total degree of freedom of the structure?
2.
हिंज सपोर्ट पे कितना है? हिंज सपोर्ट यहाँ पे गलत है, 1, 0 चाहिए. ठीक है, हिंज सपोर्ट 0, हिंज सपोर्ट 0. दिस इज अ फ्री नोड. ओके, so free node, there are two type of displacement. Okay, so what is the degree of freedom? 2. What about this?
2.
This is a fixed support, degree of freedom 0, 0, 0. At free node, what is the degree of freedom? 2 displacement, delta x delta. So degree of freedom is 2. Then here, what is the degree of freedom in this case?
2.
Hinge support, hinge support, what is the degree of freedom?
Support 0.
0.
0.
Roller support, this is the roller support. किस डायरेक्शन में पॉसिबल होगा डिस्प्लेसमेंट?
X.
X. Distant along Y. Distant along Y. Only del X and del Y. Okay. So it will displace along X. It will not displace along Y. So degree of freedom here 1. Possible displacement along X. What about here at the free node? Under this loading at free node, displacement along X, displacement along Y. Okay, so there is at free node 2 displacement and at this node 1 displacement along X. So what is the total degree of freedom?
3.
3. What is the total degree of freedom? 3. Okay, along X and along X, along Y. So degree of freedom is 3. What about this? Hinge support 0. Hinge support 0. This is roller support. किस डायरेक्शन में डिस्प्लेसमेंट पॉसिबल है?
X.
X. यहाँ पे 1 दिखाया, मतलब X में पॉसिबल है. Y में रिस्टेंट रहेगा. Only del X del Y. C पे. This is a free node. किस डायरेक्शन में डिस्प्लेसमेंट पॉसिबल है?
X and Y.
At free node along X, along Y.
1.
So what is the degree of freedom?
2.
Degree of freedom is degree of freedom is
3.
3. यहाँ पे दोनों डायरेक्शन में डिस्प्लेसमेंट होगा, डेल्टा एक्स डेल्टा वाई, एंड यहाँ पे एक्स डायरेक्शन में होगा. सो 1 पॉसिबल डिस्प्लेसमेंट हियर, 2 पॉसिबल डिस्प्लेसमेंट हियर, along 2 along 3. So degree of freedom is 3 in this case. Okay, so tomorrow again I will explain and I will try to clear this, how to find out the degree of freedom. Again I will revise this portion.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Wait a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you can leave. But there is a quiz. Quiz solve karo. Okay, and now you can leave. I have taken the 10.